Hey crew, welcome back to Whitebelt Mobility. We're going to work on some soft tissues in the chest area, the pec muscles, and we can put this ball anywhere from the inside of the chest all the way up under the collarbone, all the way out to almost under the armpit. All of this is fair game. And we do a lot of pressing, whether it's push-ups or burpees or bench press or chest work really, really hard. And we need to have a strategy in order to make ourselves feel better for those particular movements. Now, I am at the gym. I have a rig. You might not be able to do this at home with a rig, but you can certainly do this on a door frame or a corner of a wall, and you can get some soft tissue work in the same manner. You're going to need some kind of ball. I have a little cross ball here. You could use a baseball. You could even maybe use a golf ball, depending on the level of pressure that you can get. But any kind of ball is ideal. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the ball to start right underneath my collarbone, almost towards my shoulder. And I'm going to work inside as I move forward. So we're going to put the ball here. I'm going to create as much pressure on this as I can take. And at this point, I'm going to spend 2 minutes just working on the soft tissues in various arm positions. So I can go overhead. I can work on this position here. I can go to the side. I could even look something at the bottom of the bench press is shoulder extension. I can even work on that. So any of these motions with my arm sort of change up the feeling a little bit. The stimulus changes a tad. Sort of puts those tissues under a little bit different stress or load. So, another way you can do this. This is one of my personal favorites. I am missing shoulder internal rotation, so I like to put my hand behind my back, and I can press into it, and then I can sort of tension this by looking away. I can move my neck and really drive some of the soft tissue where it feels it's excruciating in the best possible way it can be. It's really, really nice. Big deep breaths, just like every other piece of mobility. Good, good, good. Now, I'm going to move this in a little bit. I'm going to stay still underneath the collarbone. I'm going to move it inside a little bit and just sort of repeat the ideas. How can I move and change position, really create some good positions? A good movement, I should say. We're going to work 2 minutes aside here. Again, our minimum effective dose for mobility pieces is typically 2 minutes. Let's go long enough for you to make some change and not long enough where you feel like you're going to die doing a certain thing. I'm going to move to the inside now. So good. We did bench press yesterday, so I'm a little stiff here. So this is actually quite good. Good. I think we're coming up on 2 minutes here. Fantastic. Now, just as a strategy on does this work or not, you can do a little test retest. So I worked on one side of the shoulder, and you can see that my left side actually comes back farther than my right. And my left is my weaker or worse side if I was mobilizing. So my right arm has more range of motion, my left side does not. But I actually have more range of motion with my left side simply because I opened up a little bit of these tissues. So we'll go on the other side. We'll do the same thing. That hand behind back is glorious for me. There's other ways that we can mobilize the pec, but the setup is a little different. This one becomes a really easy way to, one, get pressure onto that pec that you can handle, and two, move your arm in a way that you can get some variety of movement while we're mobilizing that tissue. Very good. Very good. We mentioned that minimum effective dose is 2 minutes. After the first 30 seconds or so, where your brain is really panicking about the discomfort that you're voluntarily getting in, it relaxes and it sort of gives up, and it becomes really nice getting some of these soft tissue pieces. Make sure you can breathe. I'm going to move this in just a little bit. So we're still underneath the collarbone. A little bit of movement here. More movement. Movement is key. Mm. Good. I'm going to go on the inside now. One of the things that I can take mobility wise, I'm not very mobile in terms of flexible or range of motion, but I can certainly handle compression fairly well. Most of my tissues, there's some that I really struggle with, but I can handle a fair amount of compression here. So I'm really leaning into this pose. But I'm able to breathe, which is the key. Good, another couple seconds here. Big breath. Good. Now, let's do a little tense retest. So now I am much more sort of normal or bilateral sort of symmetry here, where my right arm is going back just like my left arm is. Now, I'll give you a little tip here. If you don't have a lacrosse ball and you don't have a door frame, or maybe we're sitting in traffic or something and we're just sort of stiff, you could even use your fingers to do some of this soft tissue work. You make yourself a little stiff fingers here. I'm going to press in, and then I can move my shoulder blade back, and that will actually get a little soft tissue work there, right? It's sort of a little hack there where if you don't have a rig or a lacrosse ball, you can still work on some of those soft tissues so you can make yourself feel better. So there you go. There's your pec smash. You do a lot of pressing. Make sure you take care of those pec muscles. We'll see you next time.